Hey guys, Farok here. Okay, I know I just did a whole bunch of replays, but I saw this one by Bejingguy and I just could not pass it up for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's very rare that I watch a replay and I really enjoy it like a good show, and this was one of them. Now, part of the reason I enjoyed it so much was that Bejingguy actually made mistakes, and the way he recovered from some of them, it was pretty cool. So let's watch. So his typical weird beast, and he made a tree spirit because of this fire sworn. Now let me stop right here and explain what's going on. So weird beasts are so deadly versus fire because the only good counter really is scavenger, because it's the small counter, but the Sunstriders or the thugs really don't compare to weird beasts, which are small, and regenerate life points automatically. So a fire sworn is needed. Now fire sworns, even undazed, have under 500 health. So tree spirits, which are medium counters and have that poisonous spikes, are crazy good against fire sworns. So that's where this came in. And then of course came the Sunstriders to counter the tree spirit and the shaman to heal these guys. So that's what's going through everyone's mind right now. Let's watch. The root, I believe, was completely unnecessary and a waste of power. Eruption on the shaman, you would think that that's a waste, but you have to remember that this root was like 45 power gone from nature. So that eruption, I think, is actually worth it, because I think they did the root so that the shaman could not get attacked while it was dazed, and now Bejingguy has no way to heal his army. And he's, I think, at a power advantage even with that eruption. So let's see what happens here. Here comes another shaman. We can expect another eruption there. Okay, he moved. And here comes the healing. And these weird beasts are killing that fire sworn, and that is done. Great job, Bejingguy. I cannot see this. Yeah, he got the middle. Wonderful. Oof. Got that tree spirit with like one last. Okay, without spoiling too much, I believe that this is the point where Bejingguy made a very bad move. He should have taken a well here. Now why? We know at this point the fire player doesn't have that much power, and Bejingguy had plenty, so he should have built for 100 power. He should have built a well here. Instead, he chose to make a something over here, a mono-wing. Well, mono-wing is good against fire because now it has over 300 health when it's undazed, so it can't be erupted. Here we see Scavvy Spam, because the only ground unit that's useful for fighting is a small one, and another small ground unit. Good mic ring by Bejingguy. Oh yes, as I was saying, let me stop for a minute. For nature to go offensive is very tricky. I mean, if you have a ton of power, it's good, but it's really tricky, especially if you're against a blocked-in area. It doesn't have the best firepower from the T1s, so I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of this offensive. I think he should have just taken a well and counted his advantage because it was big. He should root here. Not rooting, I think, is a very bad idea. Oh, there we go. Okay, maybe he couldn't. I don't know why. But okay, he's trying to click shoot, but they were walking instead. Here we have the healing from the shaman. And we have Sunstriders coming in, most likely to take out this mono-wing, which they will do in a second. There it goes. Once again, Bejingguy wins. These weird beasts are going to make very quick work of this. He should hurricane. Oh, he doesn't have the power. At least root right now. No? No root? Now root? Okay, good. They got stuck on this one Sunstrider. But it doesn't matter. As long as the unit group has full health, it's going to do a ton of damage to them, even if it's only one. Okay, here's the problem. He's going to be forced to hurricane the units on the walls, and there's no way to take care of them because nature doesn't have the strongest attack units. So I don't think this is a wise offensive. I think he should pull back and take a well. It was a bad move to start with. I don't agree with this. And I think Bejingguy could have won this match much sooner had he not done this. I didn't even see the name DarkRavenCZ. Okay, DarkRaven is the opponent. There, said it. An eruption here I'm sure we can expect. There you go. I don't know why I didn't kill the Windweavers. Maybe one was a teeny bit out of range. I'm not sure. But that was just a bad move by Bejingguy to have them so close. That was bad micro. But otherwise, very good job so far. I love the way he actually uses Shaman offensively. It's like that's the way nature should be played, and so few people do that now. They're just spamming tree spirits. It's nauseous. Yeah, getting through this wall is not something nature's amazing at. I really think he should just quit and back up. How is he going to deal with this? And these are too far for a hurricane. They're too far apart. It's just a terrible offensive. I don't like it. I don't know what we can expect to see from the fire player, but I don't see this offensive working at all. Yeah, a lot of shaman. It's nice and all, but yeah. Warbeast's down. Is he leaving? Because he certainly should. Yeah, looks like he realizes there's a bad offensive. The Dryad died. I was spacing out. I don't know when that happened. He should stop, not try to do this. He should go to the middle and take a well. I really don't agree. By the way, the reason he destroyed his wall, even though it's a pathetic 25 power, is because he has Hurricane. So an offensive is fail route. And this is just bad micro. We can get a double eruption here that would just kill everything. What's going on here? That was a terrible eruption by DarkRaven. I don't even know what the point of it was. Yeah, Bejingguy is completely... What is he doing? Seriously. Just so many bad moves here. Stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it. There's absolutely no point in that. That, stop to attack that, cost him 2 shaman. There's no way they're going to survive now. I don't get that at all. It was a terrible move. And so, yeah. Stop turning around to fight. Such a bad move. I mean, I guess when he's versus Swift unit, it makes sense. But before, it was just a fail. Alright, so DarkRaven now has the middle and a monstrous army and his first wall intact. All because Bejingguy was too stubborn to take a well here. Just sometimes the little decisions you make really can come and bite you. So Bejingguy has 160 power. He's being cautious. He's not running tier 2 because versus an army this size, it just doesn't make sense. His small units are nothing against 2 fire swarms, and he's just in pretty big trouble right now. He made this tree spirit most likely for defense because there's no way he's even thinking of going offensive here. Yeah, he grabbed this wall because he doesn't want to have to force the hurricanes. He doesn't have the power. Yeah, we're going to see Roots or Hurricane. Hurricane would probably be nicer right now. And good mine. Good mine. Good mine. Yep. Like I said, the Firesworn have such low health that tree spirits are terrible. I mean, they decimate it. Just the poison kills it. Looks like Bejingguy is in such big trouble now that he's being forced to tree spirit spam, which is what typical nature lamers do, and it's pretty sad. He should heal, but he doesn't have the power, so he's going to lose all of his defense. But again, one more tree spirit will just take care of everything here, because of that poison. They're crazy overpowered. I don't care what anybody says. It's just nothing should be able to do this in T1. Such a disadvantage, and it keeps him alive. Now DarkRaven's making a Dazed Firesworn is a major fail because he sees that there are tree spirits here. This is just not a good idea. By the way, thugs have been buffed. They no longer gain 17 power from a 50 power unit. They gain 10. So I think they're still overpowered, but it's not nauseous like before. We can expect an eruption after one shot on this tree spirit, no, okay, I guess not. No, a hurricane or something like that, and then the poison will kill them all. Okay, so he defended by laming, but he did defend. So we don't see the beautiful Bejingguy tactics here because he's forced to do this because of his bad move over here. It's not that his micro is bad, it's just it was a bad decision to go offensive. And here comes another Dazed Firesworn. Pretty terrible idea. I guess the tree spirit poison can't reach here. I'm not entirely sure. I guess not. Shaman healing, but we can expect an eruption. No, we can't. Oh, there we do. Probably didn't have the power. And another tree spirit. When this tree spirit spam, there's no point in being offensive against it. Nothing in the game in tier 1 can beat tree spirit spam when it's defensive. I've been crying on the forum for a very long time for a nerf They thought they nerfed it. They took away some attack and they added a ton of health. So now it's invincible. I mean, I don't. It's boring. I really like nature the way Bejingguy plays it, but it's such a powerful unit like Tree Spirit. Why do people bother doing anything else? Anyhow. He's getting back to himself with his Weird Beasts and Windweavers because he defended well. Looks like there's a tier 2 coming. Now, this is the point where he can turn it around. If he takes a well instead of going tier 2, but I don't see that happening. Oh, no, he's going tier 2. Anyhow, so he's against Pure Fire. Let's see how Pure Fire reacts to Bejingguy's tier 1. Start placing your bets, gentlemen. Does he lose his army? Does he get a well down? What happens here? Well, if this ever roots, especially near another unit, we can certainly expect a wildfire. Yep, right here, I'll probably get a wildfire. I don't know how much power Dark Raven has, but... There you go. There you go, as expected. Fail offensive, yes, no. Looks like we had a fail offensive. Parasite Swarm. Now, Parasite Swarm are amazing versus fire. Let me explain to you why. The only counter that really works is a shot, I think, from a Drake or maybe a Gladiatrix, and then an eruption. So it costs more to counter them, there's no doubt. So he was forced to erupt first, or else he would have lost his Drake. Problem is, now it's going to get healed. The eruption was bad off, so that was 150 power, and it did not even kill it. He's going to be forced another eruption. No, he kills his Drake. He probably did not have the power. So that was... and Dark Raven was going to lose that too and killed it. You don't want a nature player to get hold of your powerful fire units because that can really end the game. So Bejingguy really just turned this around. By Dark Raven's 4 failed eruptions, Bejingguy suddenly got an advantage after being at a terrible disadvantage. So now he's got this Drake out, which is great against Energy Parasite, but now he's going to have to deal with this Parasite Swarm, which is not cool. So the way you deal with it is, look, so the fire player wants to do one shot and then an eruption. So when he's about to take a shot, you oink him, and then you have a free control because fire is no CC. So fire is then forced to kill the Drake, or I don't know what else it's going to do. I really... fail Wildfire. Is trying to get the Ghost Spears, and it did not work. Dark Raven's just running his Drake around because he's terrified right now. And this is just spacing out here. He should bring it over because the Shaman can heal it to a point where it grows more units. Yay, more Parasite Swarms. By the way, remember, fire is like all medium units. Enforcers, medium. Fire Dancers, medium. Sky Fiends, medium. Gladiatrix, medium. Aside from having takeover abilities, these have 780 medium damage, which is pretty impressive. And they're in air, so they're hard to counter. So you think of them as just takeover units. They're amazing medium counters, really. So with this current swarm spam, and Dark Raven spaced out for a second and lost his Drake. Not cool. This is going to be fun. Okay, so now we have a Drake that is being healed. Oh, there we go. The Shaman starts healing it. 2 Parasite Swarms. We're going to see a shot from the Gladiatrix and an eruption because Dark Raven is terrified. I'm sure we'll see another Gladiatrix come out of nowhere. Do one shot and then an eruption because he has really no other option right now. Yeah. Shot, eruption. There you go, because his oink has a cooldown. Enforcer will kill this Shaman. Oh, it won't, because we have these great medium counters. Good lava field. Good. And there's no way of these guys being healed now because the Shaman is dead. So he makes another set of dazed ones. I agree with this move. Ghost Spears are awesome versus fire. Remember, they're medium counters, and all of fire is medium. And the only thing I can counter them really is Scythe Fiends right now, which would be taken over by Parasite Swarms. So right now, Dark Raven has absolutely no counter for this. Except for mine, I guess. I didn't see that. And Wildfire. He really has no choice because he has no way to counter them otherwise. And that didn't work. Sure, we'll see an eruption or something here, but that won't really do anything. Root. There you go. Did the root before the charge, and now the Parasite swarms will kill it. This is awesome to watch. It's really nice to see something other than just Deep One and Surge of Light spam. It's really cool. So if you expected to see a root replay, you did not get one, but this is pretty awesome to watch. Like entirely Parasite Swarm. And this guy's gonna die. Gladiatrix is in trouble as well. Both the well and the orb. If you notice, Dark Raven is not healing his well, because remember, it costs a ton of power to heal it. And if he heals that, then the orb's gonna go down. So right now, see ya. Alright. How much do these cost? Hundreds. He should have healed it. Alright. I don't know if he didn't have the power or... Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have some issues right now. Or we can expect a lava field. Yep. And the shaman expected it and moved out in time. Good job. Good mine. I don't even know how that set off. That was a great mine. And it looks like the well is going to drop to Parasite Swarm. That is not something you see every day. And yeah, Dark Raven just doesn't know what to expect. You see, when people make decks, they try to counter everything that happens normally. This never normally happens. So people just don't think about this when building their decks. So he right now probably has absolutely no idea. He doesn't have anything to do. There's no way he can counter this. Maybe on even power levels, there's some idea. I don't know. It's just a weird attack noise. Oi. And I think he realized it's working, and he's just going for it. Yeah, that orb is going to drop 2 Parasite Swarms. Awesome. See the way he moved his Ghost Spears over there just to make the Shaman? And that goes down. Orb down. Power well under attack by Fire Dancers, which are no match for Parasite Swarm. By the way, the only reason you don't normally see Parasite Swarm as a counter versus Fire Dancer is because a Fire Dancer will get down a well. I mean, it won't really, but with Ravage, it certainly will get down a well before the Parasite Swarm does any damage to it. So then you can try, with Ravage, you can take it over. That's what I've seen that other nature player with that crazy name do. Okay. So Dark Raven is being forced to Eruption spam, but he doesn't have tier 2 anymore. This is his only tier 2 unit, and why was he going to take it over? I'm not entirely sure what his plan was. But okay, this is a very scary army for Fire Tier 1 to face because they're not medium units, which Sunstriders counter. They're small. So Dark Raven has no counter for these guys. This is going to be very interesting. I guess Fire Swarm... Oh, Fire Swarm only gets ground units. Ah. Alright. Alright. Nice heal. Dark Raven took a well instead of an orb. I don't understand that move. I really don't. I don't know. I have no idea what he was thinking. Like, now he has energy parasites that can take from it. I don't know what his plan was. That just seems like a really bad move. I mean, he saw his tier 2 was useless. Oh, there we go. Energy parasite. Told you. He saw his tier 2 was useless, but his tier 1's even more useless. So I'm not entirely sure what his plan was. He should have just quit. Honestly, that's what I would do in this case. There was like absolutely no way he can turn this around. We're going to see a suck and an eruption to stop it. Oh, I guess to get the Ghost Spheres as well. And a heal. Such an annoying attack noise. What did it look like up close? Floating brains. That's wonderful. Oh, I never noticed. Those hangy things? Is that like where the spine is? I don't know. Anyhow. Alright, so we got some Thugs versus Ghost Spear action going on. The Ghost Spears are in medium mode because Bejingguy just doesn't care right now. And he made another set of Parasite Swarms since they're working so well for him. We should see a double eruption here. That would make a lot of sense, actually. Oh, but maybe it'll spread them out too far. And our first spike route of the day. Good job. Great versus medium units. Especially when they're attached to a root network, but even alone, they're pretty powerful versus medium units. Yeah. I have no idea why this wall went down. I love doing this in replays. Oh, enemies in range. I can't do it anymore. Anyhow. Okay, he lost his... Wow. Wow. I was spacing out. He apparently lost his entire offensive over here. Alright, but he still has a spike root and a weird beast and 2 extra wells and an orb and blah blah blah. Yeah. Dark Raven has been using his mines really well. I can't afford mine in my deck, but if I used it as well as he does, I probably would put it into my deck. Of course, we have Fire Sworns now to take out the Spike Roots. They're really good versus Spike Roots, but Spike Roots are medium counters, and Fire Sworns have abysmal health. Watch. Dead. I don't think it'll kill it first shot, but certainly get very close. Yeah, 30 health left. But, ooh, good eruption. Good move, Dark Raven. Excellent job. You now have a decent Tier 1 army to take on Bejingguy's Tier 3. Good luck. And he chooses to build a well again. I'd like him to explain this logic to me. Like, when you're at such a disadvantage, your only hope is to tier up, I think. I don't know. I can't imagine how he expects with Tier 1 to take care of this. Really, I don't get it. I like that move. Fire Sworn and Interruption. Not bad. Not really powerful. Ah, hold on a second. So this is a Time Shifter Spirit. What does it do? Activate for 40 power to create a spell blocking zone where enemies can neither use special abilities nor ranged attacks. No enemies can be summoned within that zone. Remember those words. You cannot summon when it does its thingy zone. Here we have Swamp Drakes, which good luck to fire for trying to counter that in Tier 1. Does it have a blinding attack? Like, every 5 seconds triggers a chain heal that heals friendly units? Really? I didn't even know that. Does it attack at all? I guess not. Oh, so it just heals. That's so cool. I didn't know that. Anyhow. Oh, so Dark Raven is trying to go Tier 2. Remember the Time Shifter ability. And there we go with the heal. And now spells and units cannot be created within this zone. So this is Dark Raven quits. All he could have done is summon the units back by his Tier 1. By that time, he would have lost his orb and well again. So a great game by Bejingguy. We didn't see his typical root network, but I loved his use of Parasite Swarms. As always, he's fun to watch. So see you guys in the next video.